I have achieved the impossible, not the
Oh,
improbable, the
okay.
impossible.
Okay, you're
Okay.
just low expectations here. Okay.
I made a developer tool. I made a CLI tool that
Mm-hmm.
passed the Ian Landsman 5-second hate mark. I did the impossible. You get 5 seconds of
Uh,
Ian's time. That's how it works. If it
that's
doesn't work in
true.
the first 5 seconds, he yells at the cloud and it's over. You're on his blacklist forever. But
It's
I made
true.
it. I'm getting non-solicited tweets in my timeline from Ian Landsman saying this tool is awesome. So tell us, what is going on
Mm.
over there?
Well, so your tool is solo. We talked about it a little bit last week, I guess, at the end there.
But I
But
was thinking the
yes.
other one. I made 2.
Oh, you made two. Which one?
I was thinking counselors. I've
You're making
made
too
it.
much stuff.
I've ascended into the heavens. Let's do
Well,
counselors first. That's the
okay, let's
one
do
that you
counselors
love.
first.
I mean, I
Yeah,
hope you
so
love solo.
yeah, solo. I have I have a
We've
little
got a
different take
huge
than you,
We've got a
but
huge
yes,
segment on that.
yes. So counselors, I love counselors.
Yes.
Counselors is yeah. So solo, I feel like I have a little bit of a skill. I would say that I've proven
Yep.
over the years to be able to identify a diamond in the rough, and that's to me
Yes.
solo is like your original vision maybe didn't pass the Ian 5 second rule,
Correct.
but the
Yes.
bigger vision,
The secret vision
the
that you have seen.
secret
Yes.
vision that we've discussed a little bit, I think that vision's got some legs, and I love
Yep.
that vision. Counselors just straight up love it. I'm just telling everybody about it. Real
Right
world
out of the gate.
people, my employees, right out of the gate, just instant hit. Like, yeah, because this is the thing where I mean, I kind of half-assed do this. I wanted to build something like counselors, but I just never did it. I didn't have the vision for it, right? It's like, so I
Gotta
go
have the
around, I
vision.
ask the different AIs, super annoying, right? So you don't ever do it. You went ahead and did it. You did it
I
very
did.
nicely. And counselors is a tool. Let's tell the people,
Tell the
which is
people.
a nice little. It's a command line tool with an
Hmm.
associated skill. And what it does gives you a panel of counselors. And when you've made either a change to your code or in the planning stage, and you want to get different perspectives, you can tell Claude or whatever tool you're using, hey, ask the counselors what they think about this plan, check it for edge cases, check it for security stuff, but whatever, all that kind of stuff. And then Claude will go out and ask all the counselors who are different AIs generally, although they could be the same
Or
AI
yeah,
multiple
it could be a
times.
different instance of itself, which is
It could be
fun.
a different instance of itself because sometimes it just likes a different perspective in general. It's just like even within Claude, if you say, "Hey, re-review this," it will
Yeah.
often add stuff, right? So now, but now it goes out. If you can, you could get the Gemini CLI, get the Codex CLI, get AMP, throw $50 in AMP. It doesn't work on the free
Hmm.
plan, but throw $50 in AMP because for this use case, that's going to last you a long time. That's
Hmm.
what I have. So I have Claude, Gemini, Codex, AMP. And so it takes your plan or your commits, it makes a little custom prompt, it sends that to all 4 of those or however many you want.
Hmm.
And then they go off and they think about it and they look through your code and they come up with their own ideas. All those ideas come back to the main instance of Claude. And then that Claude puts it all together and does a nice little report, says so the
Hmm.
counselors agree on this, they disagree about this. Only one said this thing, but it's
Oh,
kind of
that's the
interesting.
best. That's the
Yeah, I love
best.
that. And okay, and I think we should do these changes or those changes or whatever. And every time I run it, it comes up with good shit. And
Comes
that
up with something.
is great. It's so good. You just give it just comes up with big security stuff. It comes up with permissions issues. It comes up with a pattern that you use elsewhere in the app,
Yep.
but that the first pass missed. Love the counselors. If you're doing anything big
Love the
stuff just
counselors.
mandatory goes through counselors now. And a variety of smaller things. I
Yep.
think what you added today is going to be interesting for smaller things because you added
Hmm.
groups of counselors,
I did.
which I like because now I can have like the really smart group, the medium smart group, and the fast group. And so if I just want to run stuff, hey, let's just this is something stupid and little, but let's just run it through Flash and Sonnet to like see what they think in
Yep.
a minute instead of waiting, 5 or 10 minutes for the bigger group of very smart counselors to do their thing. You could just do it fast. So I might use it then now more for littler stuff too, where it makes sense. But yeah, love the counselors. Everybody needs to install the counselors right now. I feel like this is realizing the vision of AI. This is how you get the AI to do stuff better. Forget prompting better. Just have more AIs with different
Mhm.
perspectives. Get in there and look around. So
Ah, just
love it.
cannot tell
You
you, just
win. Big
cannot
W.
tell you that just the unprompted tweets of Ian saying, "Love the counselors, look at what this found, great product, everybody try it." Just,
Dude, it's
I was
good.
on cloud 9. So, technical details for those that are curious.
Yeah.
It uses your on machine, your installed CLI tools.
Yes.
So there's no funny business. We know that
Yep.
Anthropic and other providers have a lot of automated tests set up to catch abuse, right? Which is,
Yeah.
I think, how OpenCode got caught up. I don't think it
Mhm.
was, I don't have any inside info, but I don't think it was necessarily like, we don't like OpenCode. It was, our system detected you're using our Anthropic key from a non-Anthropic surface. That
Right.
feels bad. We're going to just block you.
Yeah.
And so what Counselors does is it shells out to your actual installed CLI tools. And interestingly, every one of these CLI tools has a non-interactive one-shot mode. And that's what this uses. So your main agent, your coordinator, will gather up relevant context, what you guys have been talking about, stuff like that. It writes a prompt.md somewhere in your project, which is configurable.
Yep.
And then it calls out these CLI tools and says, like, read this prompt, do that task, and then a text, output your response as text. So there's no like permissions prompts, there's no tool calls. All of the tools are set up as best as possible to be in read only mode, and then the main agent gathers up all of that output, puts it into a nice neat folder if you want to reference it, and then it consolidates that into a report for you.
Yep.
So yeah, you can be working and be like, okay, I just finished this major like refactor. Let me ask the counselors, what tests did we miss? What edge cases did we miss? What did we not think about? And every time it comes back with like,
Every
hey,
time.
Codex saw this and nobody else saw it. And you're like,
Yep.
shoot,
Yep.
that's a good one. I should have done that. I love it. It's great. I use it all the time.
It's so good. And yeah, it gives you the benefits of like, whatever. We've talked about many times on the show. We like the Claude. I like the vibe of the piece of software called Claude
Yes,
Code.
I
To me,
agree.
it is still the best interface for this. And so, but listen, everybody's out there, right? Last week, oh, Codex 5.3,
Oh,
it's
gosh.
the best, right? But I try to use Codex CLI and it's freaking terrible. It's
Yeah.
terrible. So this gives you the benefit. I'm getting the Codex benefit on the really important decisions without
Yep.
me having to deal with Codex. It
Yep.
just, you get to use the model smartness, great. It sucks into Claude, great. And that's awesome. The other thing I think is important to mention here is that like it sounds expensive, but it's actually not very expensive at all, which I
Hmm.
think is great. It's like I have my big Claude, so you get $200 in Claude. And then like for everyone out there, like you probably have a Google Work account already. That
Right.
comes with Gemini. So you're
Or
just
you
getting
have
that.
a
You're already
Chat
paying for that.
GPT, which comes with
Yes.
like $20 of codex or
If
whatever.
you have the $20, that's all I have of OpenAI now. I actually don't have the expensive plan anymore because I wasn't using it enough. So I have the $20
Yep.
plan, and I'm using Codex on that. I don't know what the limits are, but I haven't hit them yet. And then AMP, whatever. I throw $50 in AMP, and so far I've used like
Mhm.
$8 or something. It's
Yep.
fine. And yeah, I mean, now you could do whatever people are using the Kiwi and these other ones that are out
Yeah.
there, whatever. Use any of them. Doesn't matter.
Somebody set it up for OpenCode. Somebody tweeted at me and was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I've configured, because it's very configurable.
Oh, it goes through open code. Interesting.
I
Yeah.
ship first party adapters for the ones that I use, which are Codex, AMP, Gemini, and Claude. And so
Mhm.
the setup for those four tools is really easy. Like it says, hey, I'm going to use these CLI flags so that we turn off the right permissions. And it just like handles all that for you. But if you're using like Kiwi or Aider or Klein or Amazon Bedrock, whatever that is,
Right.
you can set up your own tools in the config
Yep.
file. It's just a config file. And somebody set it up for open code, and they tweeted at me and were like, "Hey, look, here's my open code config." And so I'm hoping somebody will open a PR to like add an open code adapter, which is like the technical term for how I make the onboarding nice for the main tools. Because
Mm.
that'd be really cool to be like, I'm working in open code, and then I want to use open code itself to like farm out to 5 different models through
Right.
open code. It's
Yeah.
like, whoa, this is awesome.
Well,
So
or even, Cursor has their, whatever that model they have
yeah, the
now is,
cursor
right? Like,
one or whatever they
yeah,
call
I
it.
assume there's probably some way to get at that through the command line. So, yeah, there's probably a bunch of options that could get loaded up in there, and
Hmm. I'm doing it, baby.
it's great. Love it. I can't express to everyone out there, if you're doing AI stuff, you must use the counselors.
Got to
It's
use the
just
counselors.
you gotta use the counselors because 'cause you're missing all kinds of
Something.
little edge cases. Yeah, you're missing a lot of stuff. The edge cases are getting you, and this just helps so much with the edge cases and security stuff and all those things. Yeah, it's great, and
the
I use it both ways. I use it for planning, and I use it post execution.
I do too. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll do a plan in Claude Code, and then I'll say, why don't you run this by the counselors? And it's
Yep.
like, oh wow, here are 8 other things that I didn't think about. And I'm like, you
Yep.
freaking dummy. One thing I've learned through this process is
Mhm.
the immense benefits of like making everything as easy for the human as possible, which has always been
Yeah.
something like back when I was at the property tax firm and I
Mhm.
was the CTO there, my like guiding principle was make the computers do everything that the computers can. And then when the computer needs help, and this was pre AI, of course, when the
Right.
computers need help, present it to the human in such a way that it's very clear what the human should do.
Yeah.
So, like, send a Slack message with this context and these 2 buttons, whether we should approve or deny this client, basically.
Yep.
Not like, hey, we need attention. And you're like, where? What do I
Right.
push? What's the context?
Yeah.
And in this process, I have found, both in developing solo and counselors, that setting up GitHub workflows to handle literally everything
Mm.
is just a lifesaver. So,
Hmm.
like to publish something to NPM,
Mm.
somehow they still are like, yeah, just run npm publish from your command line, and I'm like, not gonna happen. Like I'm not
Right.
gonna do that. One, because that feels like I'm gonna publish something that I have uncommitted or stash
Right.
changes, and it's
Yeah.
like it's gonna break for everyone. Two, I have to remember that, and
Right.
in this day and age, I can't remember a freaking
Yeah.
thing. I
The
mean, you
memory's
saw
gone.
you
Yeah.
saw my birthday picture. You saw how little those 4 kids are. What am
Very,
I?
very small.
I can't remember anything.
Nah.
And so what I have set up on GitHub Actions now is a release workflow
Mm.
that I can trigger manually. And so the only thing I have to do to release this to npm, to homebrew, and to like install, a curl bash install, is
Mm.
I go to the release workflow and I hit the like run workflow, and all I have to do is enter a tag. So I
Hmm.
just hit run workflow. GitHub Actions has a UI where
Yeah.
a workflow can request input, and I just type v0.4.1. And then what that does is it runs all the CI, so it runs all the tests, it
Mhm.
does the building, it releases to all 3 install formats, and then after that, it does a smoke test that it can install the new version using all 3
Mm.
formats. So
Ah,
like if
fancy.
I publish something and I like tag a new release and then the homebrew breaks, well, I'm kind of in a bad spot, but at least I know about it, right? I
Right.
know about it
Yeah.
before someone tries to install it, because the GitHub action is going to say like, "Hey, I published all the versions and then I tried to install via homebrew and something died." And
Right.
it's like, oh, great. I'm glad I know that.
Right.
Versus, hey, Aaron, don't forget after you publish to go on your local machine and see
Yeah,
if you
you're
can
not doing
install. I'm
that.
not doing that.
Yeah.
So it does a smoke check to see, can I install? And when I run counselors dash dash version, is it the version that you started this workflow with? And so it
Mm.
checks if it actually pulls down the new code. And so I'm constantly telling Claude or whomever, hey, can we bake this into a workflow somehow? Like, just
Yeah.
this thing that like you're telling me to do, I'm not going to do it, man. Just
Yeah.
make it a workflow. And that's how I release solo, that's how I release faster.dev, that's how I release all of these things is I run a
Mm,
workflow. And for like websites, it does all the tests and the linting and all of that, and then it pings Forge via their secret URL to actually release there. Because then I can just push to
mm,
main all day long,
right.
and then when I'm ready, I can be like, all right, let's do it. Let's see if it works. And it runs that whole workflow. So that part has been super nice.
Nice. Yeah, that's kind of what we do with some HelpSpot stuff. Every time I use GitHub Actions, I have bad luck with GitHub Actions. I don't know, they don't
Everyone
work
does.
properly for me, and I've never
They're
then
awful.
I always get, like, dissuaded instantly, and I'm like, "Ah, forget this, whatever." But
Yeah.
I don't have stuff like this I'm maintaining in this type of way,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
if I did, I would, have to figure it out, and, yeah, it seems like the play, but yeah, it's great. I saw you're up to 235 stars on GitHub, so it's
Yeah. I know.
moving.
We're
People are
moving.
liking
And
it.
somebody
Yeah.
created a scam crypto token for it.
Did
So
they? Oh, no, you
I've
made it.
arrived. Yeah.
You
I'm
made
not
it.
like, I thought I'm just gonna block this person, but the crypto people are insane, and so
Oh,
I
you
just
can't.
ignored it. I didn't block
Right.
them. I didn't like it. I didn't. I just was like, I'm not gonna engage with that whatsoever.
Yeah. I don't know, man, but it's good. Everybody should check it out. Yeah. I don't know. It's great. It's like
Oh,
a
man,
big enhancement. So,
makes me so happy.
yeah, and this is kind of open source thing. I think it
Totally.
ties in with your other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is all directionally in the same direction. I
Yep.
like it. So,
Trying to get the universe all on the same vectors, pointed the same way, and
yep.
I think we're doing it.
Yeah. Really good stuff. All right. Well, so you're happy with it then so far?
Happy with it so
Feedback's been
far.
good.
Feedback's been great. People are using it. I'm using it, which is important. I haven't been like, this is no
No.
good. It's like, oh, this is good. Let me change it so it's even better. Like adding the groups, I was like constantly picking, the same three models over
Right.
and over and over. And I was like, this is stupid. I should just
Right.
say, ask the smart group to do this. Or I have an impossible group, which is like two codex highs, two opuses, an amp deep, and a Gemini Pro. And I'm like, ask the
Right.
impossible group to do this.
Oh, impossible. I didn't think impossible group. That's
Yeah.
a good one.
So
Mm,
yeah, so like as I'm using it, I'm finding little rough spots, and I'm like, I should just fix it. I'm the captain now. And one thing that's also been interesting is like writing a library that is primarily intended for agents to use.
yeah.
It has
That's
been
kind
kind of
of
like a
an interesting
wild.
skill. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's been kind of a wild change to be like, I'm going to put the agentic quick start above the human quick start,
Right.
and I'm
Right.
going to
Yeah.
have a copy and paste prompt where you can tell your agent, hey, this skill has changed. Here are your instructions. Follow it to update yourself.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a lot easier, to be honest.
Real time feature request because your
Hit me.
impossible group kind of made me think something. Because what I think I want out of an impossible group,
Okay.
right, is not just like three of each one,
Yep.
although maybe it starts that way.
Okay.
But then I want them to then refine their own thoughts further. So do we want
Wow.
like groups of groups? Like kick up 3 smart groups and then have a smart group analyze the 3 smart groups output and then return
Mm,
that group's info to the main thread. I don't know if that's actually what I want, but I feel like having a refinement step might be
mm,
superior where it can go back in and check again a new pass rather than it just coming up one level. I know. I'm wondering if
hmm.
a second level in there, I don't know if it'll do anything, but I'm just wondering if it's interesting to be like the second level when you have that scenario has a little bit of a special prompt to like
Mm-hmm.
explore different paths more or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like,
do. Yeah.
yeah, there's something there. I don't know if it's group of groups or if it's just a different thing where it's like this special version of a group does like a little different thing where it like gets the
Hmm.
first round and then it does a second round where it's
Yeah.
told to explore more and then it rolls it up. I don't know. But I think there's a lot
That's
there that the
interesting.
counselors do. Do the
Yeah.
counselors have a committee, right? Or something like,
Oh, we
there's
love it.
a lot of fun words we could use
We
in here.
love, yeah, we love world building. That's great. We're gonna have to actually like burn down forests in the real world
Yeah,
to make that
could be.
happen. But hey, it's gonna be fun while it lasts.
It's just
We're gonna
electricity.
create so much shareholder value. This is interesting. I
We need
will.
unlimited electricity. People got to
We
get on it.
do. We really do.
Need the
Electricity should be
nukes.
free. That's
Give
one
me
of
the
my
nukes.
dearly held beliefs. All right, I will consider it. I love a feature request. Then that's a good
Yeah.
one.
All right. So let's pay some bills.
Let's do it.
This week, brought to you by. Oh, let me bring this over here. Hold on, let me reorganize my stuff. I need a tool to help me do this.
Oh,
It's
if
high
I
on my
had a
list.
nickel.
Yeah. All right. Bento, the email marketing and CRM platform built for the AI era. Send your product marketing and transactional email with Bento at bentonow.com. I did set up Bento with Lara Jobs, as I talked about, but I didn't actually do it yet. I have to actually go over there and actually switch over. So that's
How
happening
they
at some
get you.
point.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
hard part.
that is the hard part. I mean, I need an OpenClaw to do it, maybe. SavvyCal appointments, scheduling infrastructure for agencies and in-house dev teams from the makers of SavvyCal. Check that out at savvycal.com/appointments. And Ittybit. Ittybit looks into your storage bucket and handles all the annoying parts of your processing large media files for you. If your project needs video, audio, or image processing that scales, then you should check them out at ittybit.com. And as we talked about last week, Paul, of the founder of Ittybit, is offering $1,000 of credit to any mostly technical listener that hops on a call with him and kind of does a little quick pair programming for 20 minutes or so. So you should hit him up at p@ittybit.com, mention the show, and get $1,000 in processing credit just to kind of see what you're up to so he can make the product better, which is really a cool idea. So check them out. And then Paul, I believe, is going to be at Laracon EU. And
What?
he's not just
What
gonna be at
else is
Laracon EU.
happening?
He's gonna be at a party at
At
Laracon
a
EU. In
party!
fact, our party, which sponsored by Vonage and TypeSense and Tiny MCE. Thank you to them. And yeah, there's still a few spots left for the party. This is a smaller party than the US one. So if you're on the fence, get in there. I think there's like 30 seats left or something, 30 slots left. So it'll be sold out very soon. And by sold out, I mean signing up for your free ticket. So check that out. Link in the show notes and all that. But the party, it's soon. 10 days from now, I'm on a
Party
plane.
is soon. I am not prepared to be on a plane 10 days from now. Boy, am I not. I am so happy that Vonage and TypeSense and Tiny MCE have been so gracious to sponsor a party for us. So thanks to the show sponsors and the party sponsors. You'll make sure you give them all of your goodwill because this is completely unnecessary and incredibly appreciated.
Yes. Yeah. So I know I'm excited about the party, but yes, being on play. I feel like with the AI, it's just that there's just more work. Everybody's like, there's gonna be less work, no work. There's more work.
Just more work. The road expands before me. It is unbelievable. We have to talk about my Hell Week, but first, you back on Twitter, love it. First of all, love it. I got
some stuff to say there.
Yes. I take umbrage with your lack of following my advice. You're quote tweeting things, and I see your quote tweets, and it says, Ian has some hot take, and then the quote tweet is, "This tweet includes a word you have muted," and I'm like, "What are you doing, Ian? I told you, don't do that. I don't want to see that." Okay,
I haven't.
Regardless,
good. Yeah, it's like one of those. Yeah.
Aside,
I mean, your word list is a little crazy. I can't get anything around it. You can't have anything.
That's why I'm so happy all the time. Aside, you just dropped something that we've never talked about. I thought I had the inside track to the Landsman brain, and you're like, "Hey, here's my Hyperkey setup. See you later." And I'm like, "What the hell is Hyperkey? What is going on?"
I've
never because you didn't tell me. What is Hyperkey? Why do I need it? How is it so good that Old Man River is like, I'm going to configure this tool and everything? Tell me Hyperkey.
Hyperkey. All right. So Hyperkey solves the problem in that you want to be able to navigate around your computer quickly, but you have an old brain, you have no memory, the AI and the kids, you can't keep all these keyboard shortcuts in your brain, right? And so it's like, shift, option, WC, right? It's like, I can't remember any of that stuff, which is why I mostly never used it. Cause I was like, I can remember copy paste. I got a couple others. That's all I got. I can't do the 1,000 modifier keys. But then I discovered Hyperkey, and Hyperkey lets you map 4 keys. I actually have it here somewhere. It's technically Hyperkey is Control Shift Command Option. So it's as if you held all 4 of those plus a letter.
Okay,
and so
you're losing me already. That's a lot of things. Okay.
Exactly. So you map one key, You
Okay.
map your control key or your caps lock key generally. You can map any key, but you map your caps lock
Oh.
key to be control shift command option as if you're clicking all those at once. So instead, you just hold your caps lock key and a letter. And that's like holding control command shift option
And the
X,
theory there is
but
that control shift command option is not gonna be used by
right.
any real app because it's insane.
Yes. So
Okay.
now
Alright,
you can
alright,
use
alright.
any key you want that's convenient for you. So like
Mhm.
I have Hyperkey T is the terminal. And I didn't Hyperkey B was too far. So I just used F because it was close to T. So Hyperkey F is the browser for me. And Hyperkey E is the IDE when the once a day I go over there to look at an environmental file. And whatever. So now it's just like caps lock, which you never use anyway, and a letter, and boom, you're flying all over your computer. You don't need any app switchers. You don't need to go into
Okay.
Raycast. You don't need to do any of that. You just Hyperkey it around. Now, I did set up the app called Superkey, which includes Hyperkey support and a bunch of other stuff. Used it
Okay.
for a couple of little things too. Apparently,
Okay, so
everybody told
pause. It
me,
looks like Hyperkey is free, and then by the same developer, there's Superkey, which
yes,
is basically free. It's $16.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
carry on.
So I paid this guy because, like, yeah, I like to pay my
Yeah.
software. Everybody told me that Raycast just supports Hyperkey. So if you already have Raycast will give you Hyperkey also. So you can just
Okay.
use Raycast to set up the Hyperkey modifier. And then your caps lock becomes Hyperkey and you're just Hyperkey T and I'm in the terminal. Hyperkey F, I'm at the browser. Hyperkey, I don't know, whatever. R is the RSS reader, like whatever. Just Hyperkey all over, just flying all over. If you different desktop, it'll take you over there. That's fine.
Love that.
And you just fly around, Hyperkey S, I'm back at Slack. That's great. And then it turns out I didn't know this till after that tweet, but Hyperkey actually first appeared on a keyboard as a physical key in 1978 in the Space Cadet keyboard for the keyboard
What?
people out there. And that's where the original term comes from and the concept. And now it's just obviously no physical keys for it, but it's a soft key, but apparently does the same thing. And there you go.
This is cool.
Yeah, you
So
need
I
this,
I
man.
will I will need the dear listeners to tell me one thing. I currently map caps lock to escape. Um,
Okay, you're one of those guys, yeah.
so somebody needs to tell me, can I still tap caps lock and get escape and then hold caps lock and get hyper?
So this is where you need super key because
Okay.
super key gives you support for that exact type of thing. What happens if I
Got
long
it.
press, double click? Like you can have it
Cool.
have different actions. So you
Uh-huh.
could like make long press caps lock your hyper key. I don't know, maybe even the Hyperkey app does that, but definitely the
Okay.
Superkey app does that. And yeah, so you can have different modifiers like that
Cool.
it'll watch for, and how I think it even has like the timing and stuff, like 100 milliseconds or whatever. Yes, so that actually, because I think I'm doing something with that, but I forgot what it is. But yeah, so that's how you do it if you want to keep it
I
both on
like
caps
it.
lock. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well
because then
done,
you'll have
Ian.
yeah, because you could have single click will be escape and
Escape. Uh-huh.
hold will be your hyperkey. Yep.
Well, that's what I need. I, I
Yeah.
was I was saddened to hear it uses caps lock, but if they have a single and a hold, I'm free, baby.
Yeah. I mean, you could also use it. You could maybe use the tilde or something if you wanted to switch it up. But I
Oh,
mean,
that's interesting.
you know, some people
Hmm.
even switch tab, but I don't know. I feel like I use tab
I feel
too
like tab's
much.
kind of important.
Yeah, tab's kind of important.
That's what I actually kind of maybe
Maybe
use.
now that we're not in the ID, maybe we don't need tab. I don't
I
know.
know, maybe not. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Hyperkey. Good job, Ian.
Yeah.
Um,
Hyperkey.
how is your triumphant return to X.com, the everything app?
It's
How mad are you?
fantastic. I'm not mad. I've been avoiding madness. The only thing
Good.
I had one Elon thing, but that was
Ah,
related to AI, so it's still within the
doesn't
boundaries as far
matter.
as I'm concerned.
We'll
Nope,
get you
within the
there. We'll get
boundaries.
you there.
Um, so I think everybody should take a year off Twitter. Like if you've been
Okay.
on there for 10 years, just take a year off. It's great. Come back fresh, new purpose, new focus. I think it does help. I think if I just did this 2 years ago, I'd come back and be like, this sucks, which is kind of like where I was at. But I think the AI energy, it's
Yeah.
the only place talking about the
It's all
AI. So
happening
I'm
there.
feeding off the AI energy. So it's like you come back, it was all terrible. You take a year off, you come back fresh, and now there's fresh energy that's not entirely negative. And you're like, okay, They seem to be doing absolutely nothing with it, which is how I prefer it. I think it's great. It's full of bugs.
Yeah,
Worse than when I left by far. Like there's bugs everywhere all the time, but that's
sure.
fine. I'd rather they're doing nothing than doing something with it. So do nothing. Just leave it for us little tech geeks and our AI, and that's great. So yeah, so far so good.
Well,
Nothing negative yet.
I'm glad to have you back.
Yeah.
It's been a net improvement to my timeline.
Ah, thank you. Yes, I think it is nice. I like that I can interact with you more easily during the week. That's kind of
Yep.
nice in a semi-public forum. Obviously, we have our private channels, but sometimes there's stuff that's you want to share publicly all at once with you and
Yep.
everybody else. So that's nice. And yeah, so far so good. Making some new internet friends, which is
God, I love
nice.
that. So many internet
Love
friends.
internet
It's
friend.
great.
This is the other thing about now too. See, when you come back, it's like we've, old timers. Like you're
Hmm.
almost an old timer now, and old
I'm
timers like
definitely
me,
an old timer. Yeah.
been around. It's like you have the cycles in the social media, and especially with Twitter, I feel like, and it's like you have the cycles where it's you're picking up new friends, you're meeting new people,
Yep.
stuff's happening. And in the troughs of that, it's freaking terrible. But when you're in the peaks of that, it's like,
Yep.
oh, like I'm meeting new people. This is
Hmm.
interesting. This might be useful in some actual way, not just like to be on here being negative about stuff, but like this might have real world impact for me. So it's great. I love that part. And
It's summer camp again. We're back.
yeah.
Everybody's having fun. We're going to the pool. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're having a blast.
Yeah. So
Ah,
what's up
well,
with your hell week? You had a hell week?
I had a hell week.
Okay.
It ended with my birthday, which was Saturday. So
At least that had an ending, an end point.
yeah, but
You went a little crazy. You went a little ham. You went a little over the top, maybe.
I went a little hard in the paint,
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest. So I'll leave that as a tease while I tell you
Mm.
about Redberry.
Oh,
Redberry is a diamond tier Laravel partner agency, one of only 7 worldwide. It's 200 plus member team, over a decade of experience, and importantly, zero drama. Their zero drama delivery process at rates that are hard to beat. Check them out at redberry.international/Laravel-development. Also brought to you by friends of the family. Actually, they are the family. Laravel Private Cloud. Laravel Cloud frees your team from hands-on infra work so they can ship product features faster. And did you know that Laravel Private Cloud is Laravel's isolated infrastructure offering, ideal for organizations with strict security, compliance, or performance requirements? You can VPC peer into existing AWS resources and have full control over networking and compute. You can check them out at cloud.laravel.com/enterprise. And the all new Ray 3, version 3, debug in style with the newly released version 3 of Ray. This is friend of the family, Spotsy. This is not the
no.
family. Friend of the family, Spotsy. Version 3 looks better than ever with a redesigned UI and themes. It is snappier than ever with major performance improvements and is ready for the future with built-in MCP server and more new features to come. So check them out at myray.app. So thank you to the 3 of them for sponsoring my Hell Week. So last week,
Mm.
through no fault of my own,
Mm.
I ended up sleeping in the office 3 nights.
That's crazy.
3 nights.
It's
I
not
slept
good.
in the office. It's not good. So,
Mm.
each night I made it home for kids' bedtime. So I made
Okay.
it home, around 6:30. Saw the kids, put them to bed, and then grabbed a little bit of food and came back to the office because
Now,
I got the situation to monitor.
what do you- I have questions already because have
I
you heard of
haven't even started.
laptops?
I haven't even
Have you
started.
heard there's computers now, they're portable. You can bring them other places with you.
Okay,
You
this
know
is
about
the first
this?
I'm hearing of that. So
Okay. All
no,
right.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
All right.
But also I've got the monitors here. I've
Mm-hmm.
got the big Dell on this side, and I've got the vertical BenQ on this side.
Mm.
And when you're ripping tokens, you gotta be able to
You need
see
the
stuff.
space. You gotta have a little gotta go commando. You gotta have some room.
Yeah. I didn't go commando, but I have a command center, which is just slightly different.
Okay.
So yeah, I needed the space, I needed the
Mm-hmm.
setup.
Okay.
And frankly, part of me needed like the energy, right? If
Right.
you get
Yeah.
home and you're,
Yeah.
the TV comes on and you're sitting on the
Right.
couch and then you get sleepy and then you get in bed and you're like, I'm going to keep working. And then you fall asleep with the computer on your chest. It's like,
Nah,
all
never
right.
heard of that.
Yeah, it's never happened to me a couple times. Happened last night actually at home.
Okay.
So came back to the office and I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna rip some tokens for a little bit.
Yep.
Ended up being like, you know, midnight, 1 a.m. and I'm a sleepy guy. And I'm
Right.
like, am I gonna go back out to the car, get in the car, go home, get in
Wait,
bed? Like
wait, this is
what?
last night?
No, last night I fell asleep at
Oh,
home.
oh,
This
last
is
night
the
was okay.
Yeah, this is the 3 nights
Yes,
that I
okay. The
stayed in
start
the
of the
office.
3 nights. Yes,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
And I thought, no, I don't think I am. So
Right.
I went and I crashed on the couch
Okay.
out there.
Yep.
And then I woke up, 4 or 5, got to rip
Okay.
some more tokens, and then still made it home to get the kids up at
Okay.
6:45 and take them
Yeah.
to school. So,
Alright. Wow.
you can burn the candle at ends that you haven't even
Oh,
imagined
you're making
yet.
new ends. Yeah, you're
I am
cutting the
making new
candle
ends
into little
strictly to
pieces
burn it.
so you can
Yes.
burn more ends. Yes, I
Yes.
gotcha.
Exactly. So here's the situation.
'Kay.
Um, this is descriptive, not prescriptive.
Yes.
I do not prescribe this to
Yeah.
anyone.
Mhm.
I released Solo, a
Mhm.
desktop app, last Friday.
Right.
Um, People seem to really like it.
Mhm.
The first thing that I started hearing was, "Hey, how do I run my agents in here?" And
Right.
so, for context, Solo is um, as released, a dev stack manager. You load up your 10 projects, each with 2 to 5 processes, and Solo will make sure that you can keep them all alive, start them, stop them, have visibility into them, so that when you switch over to a new project, you can just boot up the entire thing, and then it has an MCP server so Claude can interact with it. It's very
Mhm.
nice. And people are like, hey, this is really nice. I actually do really like this. How do I run Claude inside of it? How
Right.
do I run a
That's
blank terminal inside of
literally
it?
the first thing my
I
first second
know.
with it, I was like, "Okay, I just put Claude in here, right? Let's go."
Yes.
Yeah.
And so in my fuzzy brain, I thought, oh man, I should have done that. So
Mm.
I gotta ride the wave, right?
Yeah,
And
I
so I
agree.
decided, I've got some heat right now.
Mhm.
I got to capitalize on it.
Yep.
And so I've spent the past week transforming Solo into not only what it was, everything it did, it will continue to do because I find
Yep.
that very valuable.
Yeah.
But I've transformed it into, and you'll forgive me for being buzzword guy, an agentic development environment.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
So
What I'm talking about.
now what the unreleased Solo does
Mm.
is what it did previously is now one of 3 things it does. So what it did
Mm.
previously was manage your dev stack. That remains unchanged. And if you don't want any of the new stuff, that's fine. Just you don't have it.
Yeah.
But now all of those dev stack processes are in a subgroup called commands. And so those are your
Yes.
commands to run the app.
Yes. Give me
Then
this,
you have
Francis.
another
Pump it in my veins.
Then you have another subgroup just called
Mhm.
terminals.
Mm.
Just terminals. You can just get in there, poke around, have some
Yes.
fun.
Yes.
Then there's another subgroup called agents.
Yes.
And that what the agents
I love this.
does is similar, frankly, to counselors, is
Sure.
it just like uses your on machine CLI tools, but because I know that it's an agent, because of the grouping, I'm able to do some smarter things like
Mm.
discussion summaries, right? So when you come back to
Mm.
an agent, it can say like, "Hey, here's what we've been working on over here,"
Right.
and I can do that because between the REST backend and like the CLI, I'm seeing all the stuff stream across. Not
That's kinda
me as an
crazy, actually.
individual,
Yeah.
the actual system. I don't see anything.
Right.
Um, and if you want, you can set up one of your local models, so it's all 100% in your control, to be a summarizer agent. So in my
Yeah.
case, I've set up Claude Sonnet because it's fast and it's cheap, and I don't use Sonnet at all, so my quota
Use
is
it for something.
unlimited. Yeah. Um, I've set up Claude Sonnet in my solo
Mm,
configuration to be my summarizer agent. And
yep,
so now in the sidebar, we respect you know how when you're working with Claude and it renames your terminal tab for you.
yep.
We respect that as like your naming in the sidebar, but we
Mm,
also append like 100-character description of a summary as to what's going on.
yeah.
And there are other things like we can detect notifications coming out of that byte stream that say, hey, we need your attention. And Solo can proxy those on to you. That's like,
Ooh,
Claude needs your attention over here. And
yeah.
you go over there and you see your list of agents, and any of them that like need your attention have a little indicator so you know which tab
Yes,
rung the
yes.
bell.
Let's
Um,
go.
so that's what I've just been like feverishly working on is getting Solo to the point that people thought it was originally.
Right.
And a lot of other niceties. Like
Mm,
you can change the font size of the app or the
mm.
terminal independently. You can change it to your favorite monospace font.
Okay, yeah.
Stuff like that so that people will hopefully start to feel at home over there and
Mhm.
gradually decrease their usage of something like Ghosty or iTerm or
Right.
something and just kind of
Yep.
live in Solo as their the place that they develop everything. So it's been I burned through two
Oh,
two Claude Max plans
wow, okay.
fully. So I used my TryHard Studios account and my Gmail account. I feel torn about setting up a burner email just to register a new Claude Max. I feel like that feels a little risky to me.
Okay.
So I burned through two, and then I burned through like $250 of extra usage in Claude. Meanwhile, I'm still ripping codecs and doing that as well.
Right.
And I'm just like, I'm moving at the speed of light, but still, there's so much to
There's
do.
so
It's
much to do.
insane.
There's too much to
So
do.
that's been my journey over the past week of just being at the command center, not commando, ripping tokens 24/7.
Dude, I have to say, I don't like when you go this hard on stuff. I
I
think you're
know.
overdoing it, but I feel like this was a worthwhile effort. I feel
I
like
know.
this was you had to strike while the iron was hot.
Yep.
People are into this. They did think it was maybe something a little different than it was. I
Mhm.
think the opportunity of what you're bringing it to is way bigger and way better
Way
than
bigger.
what you had, which was a
Yeah,
nice little utility,
it
but you're not
was.
escaping the underclass with that utility, right? Like
No.
that's, it's
I'm
gonna
not building
be
a
fine.
garage with that utility.
No, definitely not. So I think either however this turns out, this is gonna be a better tool for sure. I think more
Yeah.
people will be interested in it for sure. A week of crushing yourself isn't the end of the world. So even if it were 2 weeks, whatever it ends up being, like, it sounds like you've gotten really far with it. All those thi
So
I want
far.
every single thing you said,
Mhm.
single thing you said, I was like, "I wish it did that."
Yep.
Um, and yeah, and we're all sitting there, right, with a terminal with 10 tabs open.
I
It's like,
know.
"Okay, I got these 3 over here, and I got one that's my terminal for this
Yep.
project," right? And then I got one that's my NPM for this project, and then I
Mhm.
got a new set of tabs for my different project. I got 2 or
Mhm.
3 claudes for that one, and I got an NPM one for that, and
I
I
got
got a
3 plan modes
open
that are ready
things.
to execute. Don't close
Yes.
them because I don't
I
wanna
gotta go
lose that.
between
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
Whoa, it's Claude 3 or Claude 2. Which one did I put that in? Oh, I gotta click
Yep.
them all. Like, everybody's doing the same thing, who are at least the people who are fully embracing the blast shields
Yeah.
on mentality. And so, yes, I just want my things grouped together in projects. I want the summaries. I want all that stuff. Maybe like a nice little thing. It's like a bug or a feature, what it's working on, which the
Yep.
summary will probably give.
Mhm.
And yeah, I love the idea of it being like I want to hide like the NPM stuff a little more, so
Yep.
it's like sounds like that'll be in its own little group.
You can
Perfect.
collapse that subgroup if you don't wanna see
Yep.
it.
So I don't need to see all those things most of the time, but great, I can go in there if I need to get
Mhm.
something. And this sounds great. I'm going to love this thing. This is what I'm going to
Mhm.
use once we get it fully fleshed out here. Um, yeah, I think it's great. Like I just this is the way to do it, especially now we're all doing more. I got 2 or 3 projects open at any time. I got HelpSpot stuff, I
That's what I'm
got
saying.
outro stuff, I got other stuff, I got my notes for like my personal notes. I just want to go to one spot and it's all separated nicely. It's not, oh, I opened it. Now I have too many tabs open and each tab is
Each one is
tiny.
8
Who
pixels
knows what it
wide, yeah.
says? Yeah. So I got my nice left nav and solo. It's going to have all my projects. Can hop back into it anytime. I love it.
We're doing
Love
it.
it. They're doing
We're
it.
riding that wave, baby.
So when
I've maybe found a winner.
Yeah, so I mean, so okay, so on a mostly technical angle here, what is your plans for that? Like, yeah, I know we talked about this before. You have a lot of projects lined up. You have a lot of things lined up. We have to get faster.dev out at some point
Mm-hmm.
here.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is already kind of enough to talk about on faster.dev for a while. Like, there's a
It
lot going
is,
on
yeah.
here.
No,
Like
no more projects will be released as
in
a
the
part of
near
the
term.
project logs in the near
Yeah,
term because there's
yeah.
so much good stuff
You've got
here.
so much stuff you've
Yeah,
done.
I
Like,
mean, because now we're at the point, which I think is most interesting, where it is a released production app that people depend on. And so it's not
yes,
just like, hey, what if I, made a to-do list? It's like, no,
yeah,
guys, we have to take this seriously. And so I
yeah,
think as far as like new projects coming out, we're gonna pause those for a little bit because
yeah.
I think there's infinite things we can learn just by following along with Solo.
Totally agree.
And there's a Solo website and there's the faster.dev website, so it's not going to be exclusively that
Yeah.
the Solo desktop, but
Right, you already have
there's
other
enough
stuff. There's
there.
plenty of
Yeah,
other stuff, yeah.
and there's enough
Yeah.
here that I'm like every day I'm like, oh, this is a really good pattern.
Yes.
And so yeah, we're gonna
You got
learn. We're just gonna.
counselors you're maintaining
I got
now, right?
counselors. Yes, we've got all
Yeah.
kinds of great stuff to follow along with. So yeah, I'm trying to get this new broader vision out the door ASAP, like today, tomorrow.
Ooh, yeah.
And then I got to turn my attention to getting all the faster.dev curriculum compiled and start
Yep,
letting people who have already purchased in the door so that they can start poking around there.
yep,
So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It does feel like this is the moment. Like this is the mobile revolution. This is the
right.
www revolution. This is the moment, and I can't just be like casual about it. I don't know if that's right, but that is how I feel.
Yeah. No, I think you are right. I think that now it's just a matter of, like, editing yourself, I feel like
Yeah.
there's a big Aaron Francis needs to edit himself
Mm-hmm.
because you like to do stuff, you like to go off on
Hmm.
adventures, and I
Hmm.
don't think this is gonna be the time for adventures. Like, you did the
Hmm.
adventure, now you're
And it
here,
worked. Yeah.
and it worked, and now it's like these 2 things seem very symbiotic to me, right? It's
They
like
do.
faster.dev is by the guy who built Solo, and Solo's a thing people use to do their AI coding, and that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. And then you can learn from all he's learned from both building it and working with people building an
Mm-hmm.
AI at faster.dev, right? And like these two, they should probably talk about each other on their
Yep.
websites, right? And like all
Correct.
that stuff, and like it all feeds back into each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's going to be obviously offshoots and websites you need to build and checkouts, whatever. There'll be all kinds of stuff, but like, yeah, I feel like these two are really good
The
together.
universe is coalescing.
Yes, we gotta leverage that,
Yep.
optimize it, maximize it, especially, like I mean, listen, the day you launch Solo, and then, like, the next day, there was, like, 4 of these out, and they're, like, similar they all have their
Yeah.
own little angles, right? But it's like, this is
This
going to
is
be
this is a space.
extremely
Yeah.
competitive
Yeah.
space, right? So and of course, you have the labs themselves trying to get right? You have
I
Codex
know.
released a desktop app, and
I know it.
I do think these have an advantage over that, and I like that your counselors and Solo to me all work together in this, like, you don't
Mhm.
wanna be pigeonholed in one
Correct.
lab's world. So this all works together on that front too. It's like, no, sometimes you need to go across the labs, great. These are all tools that let you do that Claude and Codex are never gonna let you do because 'cause they're not gonna be like, "Hey, why don't you boot up Anthropic and ask
Yeah.
Anthropic what it thinks,"
Yeah.
right? So, that's not happening. So, yeah, so I think that's great. Yeah, I'm very excited. I think it's all going. We're going.
We're going.
We're going. And you just gotta keep pedal to the metal. You have other stuff. You have some database school stuff to do. You got a lot to
Sure
do.
do.
But yeah. And the other thing I think that's worth talking about, since you kind of brought it up this way, is like for the listeners, and this is how I'm approaching it. So you are approaching it from the AI guy. I'm going all in on pure AI, like AI training, tools for AI development. And I think that's one path. It's a very hard path. It's like a practically
Boy.
impossible path. It's terrible customers with software developers as customers, right? We don't like that in generally speaking. But you are you, and I think for you, this is a good play, and I like this play because you have a certain skill set that I think merges very nicely with this. For the average person like myself and many of the listeners out there, I think this is like a terrible play, and trying to compete with everybody else building dev tools for AI is a horrible idea. And so it's like about like with Outro. It's like all day when I work on Outro this weekend, I was like, where's the AI hooks? I haven't even built any AI stuff yet, but I see all the connections of like little things
Hmm.
to do with AI. It's like, can you bring AI to all these other parts of the
Yep.
world that are boring and old and people don't care, and all the script kiddies are wanting to build dev tools because that's where you become a billionaire, and you're probably not going to become a
Hmm.
billionaire on your like I brought AI to boring software, but you could become a millionaire bringing AI to boring software, and
Turns
that's
out
pretty good.
millions pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right. If you end up with $10 million, you're going to be fine.
Not
So
mad about that.
I think that's the angle for the rest of us. But I love this angle for you. You're obviously a little more risk reward edgy here, but I think yeah, I like it. I mean, it's going good so far. People are buying it. People are buying solo. People are buying
Yep.
faster.
I
We need
have
more
a
of
I
them to
have an
buy, but
unwavering belief in myself,
there we
sometimes
go.
to
We
my
got
own detriment. But you know what?
that.
Better that than the other way around.
Yeah, well, you have an audience. You're known as a skilled, trainer. So I think that these are attributes that all lend themselves to this moment in time, and you want to be in the mix on it, and
Got
I
to be
think
in the
it's
mix.
working. So, um, yeah, but not everybody wants to be out there on that level. I'd say most
Yeah.
most people I meet don't want to be out there on that level, right? And getting out there is hard. You have like 5, 7 years, whatever you've been going here on
Yes.
kind of this angle on getting to this point to even having the connections and all this stuff
Many,
to be
many
at this level.
years. Yes. At
Yeah.
some point,
So
somebody's going to say, "Boy, he came out of nowhere, didn't he?" And I'm going to
right.
just laugh and smile. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So all right. So it's going good though. Things are
It's going
happening.
good. Things are
You
happening. I'm having fun. It's
Yes,
going
it is a
good.
lot of fun. Yesterday was the first day I got really mad at the AI in a very long
Wow.
time. I was very frustrated. And normally, I mean, lately it's just like going, 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 no problems
Mhm.
at all. Got the counselors, everything's
Mm.
good. I bit off more than it could chew a little bit, like I
Mm.
just gave it too
Yep.
big of a
Yep, yep, yep,
scope.
yep.
It was like tearing out a bunch of old stuff. And when you tear out a bunch of old stuff, put in all this new stuff, and just like got a little funky, and ended up spending like half a day on like, then I was like, do I trash what I did? You're in that like weird zone of
Oh,
like, I
yeah.
kind of like what it did, but there's a lot of
Yep.
weird bugs going on. So do I trash what I did and start with smaller chunks, or do I just like suffer through the bugs and like make it all work? So I suffered through, and I think we're okay now, but it was a little bit annoying. Me and the
So
AI were
give us
pissed
an
off.
update. You've tweeted some things about Outro. Outro has a Twitter account. Like
Yeah,
what are we cooking over there?
we're cooking. We're almost to the point, so we had a little bit of an idea change along the way here where it's like, okay, like
Naturally.
really for more sophisticated, it'll be great for like you have a podcast on your own, or you have just a little podcast you and another host do. Like that's just going to be free, and it's going to be awesome for that. But it's got a lot more advanced tools now. So if like you have a whole bunch of podcasts, or you have a big
Mhm.
crew with a bunch of hosts and stuff like that, like now it handles all that stuff too. And so maybe you want to move stuff between shows and blah, blah, blah. So now you have your boards, we can move stuff around. You can see your whole week or whatever you want to do. You can have a calendar feed of all your
Love
shows
it.
coming up in one spot. Um, and yeah, so now we're kind of in the weeds on like, okay, we got segments, we got episodes, we got shows, we got all this stuff, but like I want to add resources to a segment. This is not something we do a lot of, right? Because we're like a small kind of going fast. But when you listen to these more like shows that are making millions of dollars, like there's more research into a
Yeah.
lot of the segments. So it's like, how do I add a document? How do I add a video? How do I add me and the other host have gone back and forth in some comments about a segment within this context of the segment, right? So all that kind of stuff is in there. And then also like the big thing I bit off that was too big was this whole idea of like pre and post production
Hmm.
tasks, so that like the producers, if you have things you do every week to
That's
like
smart.
produce the show, like it'll do all that stuff, have that there as like a template. So it's like every show gets these tasks, or you can do them one off. Um, can do things like the AI is going to help you with some of those tasks initially, and then I think more of them over time potentially. But yeah, so it's going
It's a
good. I
lot.
think we're It's a lot. It's really, it's one of these things where like this is a enterprise app. There's a lot of like little fiddly bits all over the place, and there's like a weird permissioning structure because there's like you have the crew,
Yep.
which is the hosts and the producers, and they can just
Great
do
naming.
everything,
Yep.
right? Yeah. And then you have guest hosts, which is where it
Okay.
gets weird. Because like a lot of these bigger podcast networks, it's like, well, this guy is just on the show once in a while. So they shouldn't necessarily like have the ability to like delete episodes or whatever, right? Like they're just, but they need to see those episodes they're going to be on so they can see the segments. Maybe on a more really planned out show, you are assigned segments so you can see who's doing each segment or each ad read or whatever. So there's a whole bunch of stuff around that, and then get to kind of weird permissioning. There's also like sponsors, which I haven't built much of this out yet, but it's still in the permissioning. So like sponsors can log in and see their shows that they
That's
sponsor
nice.
and all that stuff
It's
and
a good
make
angle
changes and all those things.
because then they can find other
So
shows to sponsor.
they could find other shows to sponsor as this grows potentially. Maybe you could sponsor cross shows. That's like a little farther down the line, but you could aggregate. Like, I just want to advertise across a whole bunch of shows on these topics, right? Like, you could imagine that being there. Again, that's, we got to get people using it first.
Yeah,
But once we
please
get
don't
people
start
using it,
there. I need this
yeah,
app right now. Like
so
literally, I needed
we
this app
need to
55 minutes and
yeah,
42 seconds ago.
yeah,
So
yeah.
finish that part first.
It's so, this is very interesting because it's like we, even our little show here without a lot of sophistication, it's like every time before the show we do our little few minutes of getting organized, and it's like, okay, we have 6 ads. Who's going to read them? In what order are we going to read them?
Mm-hmm.
What did we do last week? All those things are like
Yep.
impossible to answer. And so just want to have the sponsor like do the ad in outro. It assigns it out to every episode that it's part of that they bought. It's already reordering them. So that, like,
That's
there's
all
a
I want. Yeah.
variableness in like, we don't have to think about any of that. It just happens. It's in a different order every week or not, whatever else. You can set all that stuff up. So it's going to be awesome for us, I think. But we're almost to the point where we can at least use it for the daily management. We won't be to the spot. My goal is to get us in it before we go away to Europe. I don't know if it's going to happen. It's going to be very close. I think it could happen. It's going to be close.
I need it. I need it.
We do need
ship
it. It is annoying.
however it is now. Just ship it.
I don't like to do that.
I know. I promise I won't over escalate my permissions or something. I need it.
It's just that annoying because then when it's in production, even just with our stuff, it's like now changes have to be careful. Oh, we have to like do migrations and like all that stuff. That part's super annoying.
It's good for you, Ian. It's good for you. Let's just do it. Rip off the Band-Aid, burn it at both ends. Let's go.
All right. It's probably going to happen. I feel we're very close. We're very close to us being able to use it. So
okay.
I would like it to, because then when we're in Europe, we could talk about it. I could talk to people about it. Maybe I'll let a few people in. Be nice.
Just make your business brain override your developer brain. Just turn on your business dad and say, this is an opportunity to yuck it up with the people and talk about my product that is real and not the bit of, outro never ships. And then just tie it. Tie it to money in your brain and you'll ship it out the door.
Okay.
Life hack. Got him.
All right. That's the outro update. HelpSpot website launching this week. That'll be a huge. I thought it was launching last week, but it's so massive. The counselors helped me there. We did a bunch of SEO stuff, which pushed things out a little bit, but that's fine because this thing is like optimized to the 100th degree, so that'll be interesting. So I don't know. That's the big updates there. What else is going on? You have a final end of show little segment here. What do you got?
I do have an end of show. First, I want to wrap my Hell Week with my birthday, which was on Saturday.
Yeah, we didn't finish the Hell Week. So Hell Week was you were in the office. Hold on. We gotta go back to that a little bit. So you're in the office. You go home, put the kids to bed.
Yep.
You go back.
Yep.
You dinner home or no dinner home?
I brought dinner with me from home.
Brought dinner with you. Okay. And then you just sleep on the couch, which is not the best place to sleep.
No.
And then Saturday, yes, was your birthday, Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do on Valentine's Day? Let's do a little.
Took the whole family to breakfast. So typically on a Saturday morning, I take the big kids to breakfast.
Right.
This time we took all 4 kids and mom to breakfast, and it was not great. Their behavior changes when mom's around. It's a little more whiny, a little more like needy.
Do this for me.
Yeah. So that was a little rough.
Okay.
And then we went to the Y, dropped off all the kids, and I got to rip some tokens upstairs at the Y. So we
Okay.
always go to the YMCA on Saturdays.
All right.
So that
This
that
is
part was
swim
nice.
lessons or
No, this is just the
just
Y has
hanging out?
childcare, and
Okay.
we, sometimes I work out. Jennifer works out. Most of the time, I just sit with my computer.
Right.
The Y was good. The
Okay.
rest of the day was okay. Kids, were in a certain mood that made things, a little bit tougher. And
Yeah.
then finally, we get the kids down.
Mm.
Jennifer's gonna go pick up pizza from my favorite spot here in Dallas. And she comes out and she's like, "Hey, there's some water in the shower." And I'm like, "Nobody took a shower." "What do you mean there's water in the shower? You just gave the kids a bath upstairs.
Okay.
Why is there
Yeah.
water in the downstairs shower?"
That's bad. Yeah.
I just sat down on the couch.
No.
And so I go back and I look, and there's, 3 inches of standing water in the shower.
Okay.
The toilet doesn't flush. And I'm like,
Oh, that's good.
I know exactly what's going on. Our main line is clogged out, out to the sewer.
Oh, the outline. Oh, right. It
Yeah.
was coming up from underneath.
Because
Oh,
it
I see
came
what
from
you got going on.
upstairs, it drained, tried to make it to the sewer, couldn't, and decided to go backwards up into the shower.
Is this public sewer?
No. This is
Septic field?
no, this is public sewer, but it didn't make it out. Like, it was blocked out to the sewer. So this is all kids' bath water that is backed up into
That's
our
good.
shower.
All right. At least your own stuff. Okay.
And so I'm like, I can't, there's nothing I can do about this.
Right.
I'll have a snake. I mean, some people, like, I told my parents came over yesterday, and he's like, "Oh, I got a 150-foot snake." I'm like, "Of course you do. You're 70. Like, you have things. I don't have anything."
Yeah.
So at 8:00 on my birthday / Valentine's Day, I'm on the phone with probably one of Jordan Gall's AI phone assistants, because I call, Mr. Rooter emergency line, and it's 100% an AI.
Right.
And I'm talking to it, and I say, "Are you an AI?" And she says, "I'm a helpful digital assistant. What can I?" And I'm like, she's actually pretty good. Actually, it works
There's a
fine.
human aspect, but yeah.
I know, but like at an emergency call, anyway. So I'm talking to Mr. Rooter. I'm talking to, Claude Code, basically. And they send somebody out on Saturday night. He comes and he snakes out the whole thing, and he sends a camera in, which is cool.
I like the camera. I've had that.
Sends a camera in, and he's like, "So I snaked it all out. The problem is, not only is your main line out to the sewer cast iron, which we don't use anymore,
right?
But it has settled, and so there's a big belly. There's a big
we had
dip.
that once too. That's bad. They don't like that.
They don't like that. The water doesn't like the dip.
No,
the water likes to go downhill and downhill only."
Yes.
And so he said, "You're gonna have to either, snake this out every now and then, or dig that up and replace it."
Oh, that's expensive.
And I'm like, "All right, just like, give me the bad news. It's been a bad day, so just give it to me. What is it?"
15,000?
And he said, "Well, he was a super nice guy. Really liked this guy. He was like, we are a franchise, and so we're like a corporate national thing. So it is going to be, our quote will be more expensive. So definitely get like a local quote as well. But for 50 feet of digging, it actually runs under your house all the way out. It's not just like it goes down and jogs to the outside wall. It's like it goes clear across the house and under the neighbor's house. 50 feet of digging and replacing the cast iron pipe. That comes out to about $37,000.
Oh, I was
and I laughed in his face. I said, "Are you kidding me?" And he laughed and he said, "Yeah. So I'll just let you decide on that. But for tonight, it's only $900." So I'm like, "Oh, wow.
I mean,
that's some price anchoring. That's some price anchoring right there."
You could do that for 37 years.
37 years.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be doing that. Maybe when I dig my garage, I'll, fix out the pipe. But instead, I ordered some septic enzymes, and we're just going to flush some septic enzymes every now and then, and keep that low belly of the pipe, hopefully, toilet paper and sediment free. And then we'll snake it out once a year for $1,000, and I'm going to come out ahead anyway. So we had a birthday redo on Sunday. We got to
Okay, great
re-celebrate my birthday
idea.
on Sunday, and Sunday was
Yes.
fantastic. Sunday was a great day. My parents came over, we all went to dinner, and kids were on their best behavior, and there was no backup in the shower. So
Okay.
had 2 birthdays this year.
Look at that.
So it worked out okay. But the gadget that you're gonna
Mm.
love,
Mm.
you're gonna love this.
Okay. I love a gadget.
We get a lot of diaper shipments,
Okay.
obviously.
Mm-hmm.
We get a lot of like paper towel shipments.
Mm-hmm.
So everything almost we get from Amazon or Costco. And Costco's like, here's a giant produce box that you can use to carry out
Right.
your groceries because this is a warehouse and not a grocery store.
Yep.
So we end up with these huge cardboard boxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I bought a cardboard box saw.
Didn't we already talk about this? I thought you had this already.
No,
Or
I've never had this
you
before.
just talked about getting it, perhaps. Okay.
I don't know.
Cardboard box saw.
So it's this little handheld
Yeah.
USB-C chargeable rotary
Okay.
blade. And
All
so
right.
it's got this little spinning blade on it,
Yep.
which is awesome already.
I like
And
this idea.
you
Yep.
just like you hold the safety and push the button, and then you just zip through the cardboard box, and it just zzz, zzz, and you
Okay, I
just
like this.
flatten it down, and you take it
Yeah.
all out to the fake recycling bin that they put in the
Mhm.
landfill anyway. But alas, it all fits. I'm not out there stomping on boxes like a clown. It's so great. It is so great. It was like $25 on Amazon, and it's just
You
so
know what I love
fun.
about this is that I'm like 99% sure we talked about this. So somewhere in your house, there's a second one of these that
Maybe
you got
this
a
one's
year
better.
ago.
Yeah,
You
this
got
one's
a
better.
year ago. Because I told the story when I worked at this little store, whatever, a million years ago, and I have a scar right here from where I
Nice.
used to use it to box cutters, and I like
Yeah,
box cutters
I know.
slice
It's
myself with a box
dangerous.
cutter. Yes, and so, but I need one of these saws. I like this idea.
It's a great idea.
We do have those boxes occasionally as well.
Yep.
Because we do the Costco runs and whatever. And so, yeah. All right.
It's great.
I love a
Well worth
gadget.
the
Yes.
27 whatever dollars.
I like
and it's
it.
USB-C, so it's not some goofy barrel plug
Yeah,
that
you
you're
don't
going to
come
lose
with
and have to
double
buy a new
A's
one.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
So we love a gadget, and this one is a very, very good one. So check out your cardboard saws on Amazon.
We went out to dinner for Valentine's Day
Oh.
we couldn't remember the last time we went to dinner, just me and Jamie. So we think it was at least a year. She thought 3 years, but I don't think 3 years. But it's been a while, and it was very nice. We had a lovely meal, a
That
little
is
Italian
nice.
place. Very good. No
Good
kids.
for you. Good job,
No
Ian.
nothing. Yeah, it was very good.
I have it a little bit easy because Valentine's is my birthday.
Yeah.
And so birthday takes priority. But I did, of course, get Jennifer flowers. And then we typically do a Valentine's Day dinner either the next night, but now with kids, it's going to be next weekend. So we're going to go out on Saturday for just Jennifer and I.
It was the 32nd anniversary of our first date.
Wow.
Which I consider our real anniversary.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy. Yeah, crazy. I don't know. Time goes fast.
Man, when I was 5, I wasn't going on dates.
That's
Are we different ages? Is that what it is?
Slightly.
That must be what it is. Yeah.
But man, it's good stuff. The kids, though, you're in the little kid phase. It's hard to get out of the little kid phase. But
it was funny. I tweeted
there.
that picture of them giving me these insane presents, and you came to one of our private channels, and you're like, "Man, these are young kids," and I'm like, "I know. That's what I've been saying. That's why I'm so tired all the time. They're
the kids,
2 and 4."
The thing is, like when they were giving you a hard time on Saturday, the kids feel the tension. You know what I mean? That, like in the chain, like you weren't there, you didn't sleep there, even though like it's like okay, they shouldn't know, but they catch the vibe.
They don't know.
You know what I mean?
Nah, they don't know.
They know, and then they're like,
you can have it
things
all.
are a little
They
off.
don't know. Nah,
they know it's a little off. Dad's extra tired,
no
more
way.
than usual. Yeah,
I'm still doing Tickle Monster. I'm still doing it all.
You need a vacation, dude. I'm telling you.
Never heard of it.
I know you got this EU thing coming up, which is unfortunate because it's a sort of vacation, but not really.
It is vacation because I don't have responsibilities. I'm not speaking and I'm not emceeing.
We got to make sure we get you out to the pubs. We keep you off the tokens.
That's what Gen Z Abby is there for. She's there to lead the parade of the sweet hangs after the official gatherings.
We got to meet some people, get you talking, keep you away from the tokens for.
And Florian said he's going to buy me a fireball shot because I merely went into Luma and approved one of his friends. So it was no effort on my part. And he's like, man, I owe you. And I'm like, you got a deal, my friend.
Oh, man. When are you getting there? Do we know? Have
I
you
don't know. That's a
decided?
Kelsey question. I don't really know.
Okay.
She's
Yeah.
booked it all for me.
Uh, you haven't set up a claw yet, right? So you don't have
No,
a
gosh,
fully
no.
automated assistant. You're holding out.
No, I'm
Okay.
editing Aaron on that one. I'm not.
Yeah.
There's first of
Yeah.
all, I'm happy for Peter that he got acquired by OpenAI. Second of all, what am I going to use an OpenClaw for? Like
I know that
what am I
I
going to
want
use
one
it
to play
for?
with, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with it exactly.
I don't either. I did,
Yeah.
however, and I told you this. I did, however, give Kelsey access to my Aaron at Tryhard Studios email
Yes.
and
You
my
give a
Aaron
human
D
access.
Francis at Gmail.
Wow, your personal email?
Could literally reset every
That's
single
it. She's on the
password.
inside now, yeah.
She is 100% in control of my life for
Wow, I
sure.
gotta
Because
bribe her.
I had like 100 emails in one account and like 85 in another, and maybe 10 to
Just threw
15
in
in
the
each
towel.
are
Yeah,
required to respond. And I was like, Kelsey, I can't do this. I'm
yeah.
sorry. And so
See
I've full trumped it. I just don't have an email. They bring me papers and I Sharpie all over them and give them back. It's awesome.
See, this is what I think this is, like, my top thing I could use, the OpenClaw for, but it's like, giving OpenClaw access to my email
I
just feels, like,
know.
incredibly dangerous, like, I would need
Prompt
some real
injection surface
controls.
area
It's, like, massive.
explodes.
Yeah, and just, like yeah, if they yeah, I don't know. It's like they make a mistake in there, it's, like, terrible emails everybody you ever knew, that's, like, gonna be horrible, you know? It's like, I don't know,
Yeah, I
but,
have it's not public, so I won't say who, but a friend building like a desktop email client so that Claude Code can like manage the emails because it's got like a I don't know MCP or
just, like,
something built
baked
in.
in, yeah,
And I'm like, that would be great if there's a draft only mode. And he's like, no, I'm
right.
just letting her rip. I'm like,
I
I
think you need a
just can't
draft
do
mode.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm weak or what, but I'm like, I just can't have something going out with my name on it that I didn't like
Yeah.
approve, you know?
I don't even have many emails like that it would even write for me. There's very few emails I could have it write for me that are, like, generic enough that I would not need to be involved in, like, their creation, but there is, like the filtering side would be useful, but even that, I kinda want, like, a draft, like, "Here's the things I suggest," and I
I
can, like, at
know.
least, like, quick be like, "Oh, yeah, that's all right, hit the button, kill them all." Great. Which I'm sure you could wire up with OpenClaw to do that, but as long as it doesn't go crazy and do something
I
else,
know.
like, while it's hiding from you, but
I think OpenClaw is directionally correct. I'm just gonna let it bake a little more,
right, let the
which is
OpenAI version come out.
that's what I do with everything. I just
Yeah,
like, all right, once it reaches a critical mass, which I think this might have, but
right.
once it's baked a little more fully, I'll pull it in. But for now, that is not on my like list of desired hobbies, and I think it has to be one of your
Yeah,
desired hobbies
right.
to like make that make sense. And if it's a desired hobby and you want to spend time tinkering, that's super fun. But that's below my bar for right now.
Let me just say, I actually think it's questionable if it's has escape velocity. I mean, it might, right? But it might not. I think this guy sold at the absolute perfect
Oh,
time. He
a
picked the peak.
genius.
Like, you don't
Yes.
want to run a business around this. Could be a million nightmares, so you don't
No.
want to do that. Like waiting longer, who knows? Knows that graph starts to go down. That
Yep.
you reached everybody who's interested in letting their whole life be controlled by this thing with no safety guards at all, like which feels very possible
Yeah.
that we could like hit that pretty soon, and that's the way down, and now your leverage is way less. No, just take the money, get the hell out of Dodge, go be in the bowels of
I've
OpenAI. Freaking genius.
I have not
Genius.
seen enough people talk about how much of a business genius he is.
Oh, business
Everybody is
genius.
correctly identifying that he's like a creative and technical genius, but
Yes.
this is one of the most deft moves I think I've
Oh,
ever
super
seen.
deft.
He
Yes.
leveraged lawsuits from allegedly from Anthropic into an acquisition by OpenAI in like 3 days. He's a
So good.
genius.
Genius. Yep.
And and he's really likable. He's
Yes, he's
so
super
likable.
likable. Yes,
People
very
will tweet
likable.
stuff like, "I've spun up 50 open claws to spam Reddit," and he'll say, "This makes me regret making OpenClaw." And I'm like,
Yes.
"Hey, you're a good guy. Like you're
Yeah.
one of us." And
Yeah.
so I just couldn't be happier for
Yeah.
him. I think he's one created something that is very very interesting and cool, but also
Yeah.
seems to have like a good head on his shoulders and just
Mhm.
seems to be like a guy who wants to tinker, and of course
Yeah.
my heart will always be soft towards that. So
Yeah.
I'm happy for him. It is not an admonition of his project. I just don't have the time to do it right now.
Yeah, same. I don't know. I do have a Mac Mini I could use for it, so I might put it on there and just like do nothing with it. Let it just simmer. Let it see if
Yeah.
it gets bored and comes up with ideas for me. Maybe I don't know.
Insane.
Yeah.
What in the world are we living in where we're like, "Well, let it see if it gets bored."
Yeah,
Well,
maybe I'll
what are
give it
we
to
even talking
the
about?
kids. Always want a dog. Maybe I'll be like, yeah, you got this new pet. It's
Instead of a
see through.
dog, you get
Yeah,
this
you
text
get
interface. Have fun,
C3PO over
kids.
here is your new friend. So enjoy him. You can message him
Fantastic.
on Snapchat or whatever.
Oh,
But
man.
anyway,
That's
all
a show.
right.
That's a good show
That's a
right
show.
there.
That's a wrap. Thanks, everybody. Thank you to sponsors. Thank you to listeners. Check us out, mostlytechnical.com. Don't forget to sign up for the Laracon EU party if you are going to be there. And we will see you next week. Yes, we'll still be here next week. So we'll see you next week. Talk to you later.
Bye.